For the last quarter of 2009 were 1/10 of what we were experiencing in the first quarter. In fact, in November, we saw the first gain in jobs in nearly 2 years. Last month, however, we slipped back, losing more jobs than we gained, though the overall trend of job loss is still pointing in the right direction.
Today, the president said that despite the job setback last month, the trends are moving in the right direction. He also says the stimulus plan is working and kept the economic crisis from becoming worse. The conservative think tank, the American Enterprise Institute, agrees. But Republican lawmakers are still attacking this president. They say they want more tax help for businesses, which is exactly what the president offered today when he announced $2.3 billion in new green manufacturing tax credits. For more, let's go to our panel on this tonight. Stephanie Miller, nationally syndicated radio talk show host, with us tonight, and Ernest Istook is the former Republican congressman and a visiting fellow in very high regard with the Heritage Foundation. Ernie, I'm going to ask you first.
Yeah.
Now, the numbers are the numbers. 741,000 jobs were lost a year ago this month, and now it's 85,000 12 months later, 11 months later. Are we headed in the right direction?
I think you're comparing January and December rather than the seasonal, the same number of months apart. The problem is we're still losing jobs. Whether we're losing them at the same pace as before, President Obama said if his stimulus plan passed, we would gain something like 7.7 million jobs. Instead, we've lost about another 3 million. But the question is, are we headed in the right direction? No, not when we're still losing jobs. We're not headed in the right direction. We're not doing the things that are necessary to create more jobs. So it's better to lose 741,000 jobs than it is 85,000 jobs? You're still moving in the wrong direction, Ed. Okay. Even if you're not going there as fast, you're going in the wrong direction. Okay, so how can you say that, Ernest? Now because you're losing jobs, Ed. The numbers don't lie. Would you have rather lost 740,000 jobs in December? I would rather have gained jobs. Well, I'm sure the president would too. Sure, but and that's why we need the policies to gain jobs. Ernest, I find it amazing. There isn't a number out there that you would give the president any credit at all. Why are the conservatives this way? Don't you? Because Ed, we've lost something like 3 million jobs in the last year. Okay, President Obama claims we would gain millions of jobs under his plan. Instead, he keeps doing things that reduce the number of jobs. Businesses are holding back on investment because of the enormous uncertainty that he's creating, not just in the tax area, but in the regulatory area, in the cost of health care, the cost of doing business. He's increasing all of those. Businesses are skittish, and they're holding back. All right. Great article in the Wall Street Journal about that on Monday. All right. What Stephanie, maybe I failed math, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Are we not heading in the right direction?
You know, and I really thought, thank God this isn't pass-fail for Ernest's sake, because, yes, we are heading in the right direction. There is no other way to spin it, Ed. You're absolutely right. You know, look, this is like turning the Titanic around, what he inherited from George Bush. Are you really kidding me? Do they think some Republican president, we were going to turn things around that quickly? The stimulus is working. You're right. We're absolutely heading in the right direction. All right. We got $2.3 billion in tax credits offered up today in the energy sector. Ernest, would you agree that that would be a good thing to do? The reason they're trying to buy jobs with subsidies to businesses rather than letting businesses create jobs. You're saying that by spending taxpayers' money, you're going to create a handful of jobs. Actually, if you didn't have, for example, the new regulations announced this week by the Interior Department, which restrict the development of oil and gas and the exploration for them in the United States, you could create 100,000 jobs without spending any new money. But we're talking if you would just not create these new regulations that they put out this week. We're talking about exactly, he's taking a page right out of the Republican playbook and going with $2.3 billion in tax credits. This is exactly what the Republicans have been calling for, tax credits in the energy sector when it comes to wind production and when it comes to solar production. Do you know about the cost of solar and wind energy, for example? I know exactly what the cost of money is, and I also know that the Republican Party will just not line up with this president no matter what he does. Okay. You're saying that you want expensive energy rather than affordable energy. Consumers disagree. It's clean, and we're going to have to pay for it. All right, Stephanie, I got to ask you. The campaign saying energy prices would skyrocket under his plan. No, they would not. No, wind energy is going to bring the price down as time goes on, Ernest. It's on YouTube. All right, Stephanie, I want to give you a chance here to explain how quickly do you think that this can be implemented and have a factor when it comes to the job numbers?
Well, you know, I think that maybe I'm in a parallel universe here listening to Ernest. It's like, yes, this is a good thing, and this is creating jobs, you know, and so I don't think we know how quickly, but what have the Republicans ever done to create jobs? I mean, what is giving, you know, a tax cut to the top 1% ever done except giving us a huge deficit?
Well, that's about what they've done. Great to have you with us tonight. I appreciate it so much.
We'll
Thank you, Pam.
Thanks, Ed.
You bet.
Thanks.